And hey, what's up? 7 o'clock, March 22nd, 2026. So I'm watching Just Have a Think, False Climate Solutions, How Oil and Gas Are Delaying the Energy Transition. And yeah, Just Have a Think guy. My English guy that puts me to sleep all the time. He's got the best voice for sleepy time. He's one of my guys that I like watching his videos. Every week, his videos are always good. And yes, this video is just annoying because it's not because the video is annoying or anything. It's because it's just another reminder of it's like everything that's wrong with it's just wrong with capitalism stuff. It's like, okay, these people, these gas companies, these oil companies, they're doing exactly, it's like they hate stranded assets. This entire oil fossil fuel industry has built up worldwide assets from extraction to endpoint use, right? And the best part about it is they've rigged the system so that no citizen, no average citizen of the earth inherently gets any of the profit from any of the natural resources. It's all the company that has the rights to the resources. Because they do the work. And they like it that way. So imagine if, for example, if BP could be like, if this was a situation, BP would be like, all right, we're going to manufacture solar panels and we're going to put them on everybody's roof in the country. And we own those solar panels. We're going to hook them together. We get all the electricity and we sell the electricity back to you forever, even though it's on your house. We get it forever, ad infinitum. Even if you sell the house, we still own the panels, we still own the electricity. That part is it's ours. You could sell the house, the panels are still on the house, the electricity is still ours. The new owner still has to buy the electricity. As long as they can set up the laws to rig shit like that, then they would be like, yeah, we're okay. We'll transition. We'll set up everything. We'll even pay for it. They would be completely fine with that shit then. Why? Because then they own everything. You still have to buy it. They can raise the price anytime they fucking want. And their CEOs can still fucking live in luxury and everything. And they, blah, 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 blah. Everything is still inherently centralized. You know why? Because it's centralized to them sucking up all the money and you being a slave still. That's why. They want you to be a slave, sucking from the teat of needing fucking oil and shit. They know solar works. They know they're putting out propaganda. That's why they want to put out solar fields and wind fields that they own. That somebody owns. Centralized power plants. That's why they love researching fusion power. Why? Because it's going to have to be at one big fusion power plant. I like it on an academic level. That is interesting. Sure, make it, do it, continue doing it, because I'm hoping eventually that they'll be able to minimize it to the level of, Mr. Fusion from Back to the Future. I'm not super hopeful, but, if it can be done, fine. And if it can be done, then, that would be great, because then, again, why would we need, a 1,500 gigawatt size one? You only need a, I don't know, 15 kilowatt fusion plant for our house. And that would be way more. That might even be enough to run a replicator in our house. I don't know. I don't know what kind of energy needs you would. I don't know what you would need for a replicator. Ask a physicist. But yeah, it's about power and control. If they can control your electricity needs, then they can control most of what you need. They can control what you need for a lot of life. Because they control the petroleum products, which means they get a constant money supply every day, every week, every month, every year, from millions and billions of people all over the world. China, India, and Africa, not so much. Europe, not so much. But America, stupid America, the United States is stupid, is the slowest electrifying country in the world. It's not. The United States is not doing it. It's just very, very slow, because highly brainwashed, blocking, methodically blocking federal help, state help everywhere. And again, they hate stranded assets. They hate the fact that, they got all these refineries everywhere that if crude oil is going to be used at a much lower rate, the profits are going to shrink, and the refineries are going to close down, and they don't have essentially they don't really have the time to retool and build up infrastructure because they were slacking in the early 2000s when they had all the information they needed, that now was the time to take your tens, hundreds of $billions in profit and throw it into R&D and switch over to an industry, to a place where you could have been a different kind of company. And they didn't do it because they said, well, we want to keep paying ourselves shitloads of money. So they took the quick quarterly returns and they said, well, we'll keep gaining returns, and we'll take a small chunk of that money and use it for propaganda. And they said, cost benefit, that's the best benefit. And other countries, mainly the biggest one was China. China said, we have the benefit of not doing that. We can. You see this solar thing? We are going to research this and develop it, because then we will be the ones that have the technology, and our companies, can file for the patents or whatever. We can be the ones that make the shit, and by the time you realize you suck balls at it, it'll be 5-10 years ahead. And that is the case now. And they are still propagandizing the American public. Still doing that shit. And it fucking works like a charm. Americans love propaganda. Especially good old boys. Good old boys love a certain flavor of propaganda. They just fucking love it. They have their own special brand of propaganda that's very appealing. Everybody does, but there's harkens back to the very good old days. I remember my daddy was da. It's just like, dude, don't you remember how your dad was an asshole? And my daddy was good. It's like, I think your brain has been rotted by, drinking a 12-pack plus of shitty beer fucking every day since your fucking sophomore year in high school. You forget. You just forget it, and you're just like drinking that shitty beer and staring back at that Confederate flag, and you're like, all right. It's a symbol of pride. Yeah, it's a symbol of pride in your fucking idiocy. And also, going to church once a week is just adds to the brain rot, like, so much. You do realize that was an extra day off from school that you could have been doing like anything else other than church. Like, dude, it would have been a time that would have been minus propaganda plus, you know, like learning, you know, learning anything. You know, even if you don't think you were learning something, you could have been learning something. Like just running around as a kid, because you were a kid for most of those church days. You would have been out playing with your friends. Riding bikes. Jumping on the ramp. That's learning. I know a lot of people don't think it's learning. It's still learning something. It's getting better at a skill. A skill that's probably more beneficial to you than hearing the same church hymns and shit that you heard 500 times. Don't mean dick. Seriously, you would have been better off laying in a field just trying to think for yourself about what God is. That would have even been better. That would have been better for your fucking growth as a person than sitting in fucking church. Alright, I'll be right back. I want to watch the rest of this. So, yeah, I watched the rest of the video, and there wasn't anything really more in there that inspired me to say anything else. I am tired, and I don't know why. Probably because I didn't really eat anything today. I had some breakfast, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't get good enough sleep. I don't know. We'll see. Alright. That's just my 5 cents on that. Tax rich people kneecap, mem in the balls, all the way to the halls. and Bobylicious. Y'alls.